Sadly, there are a number of actors who are afraid to speak verse because they feel it will make them look unnatural. I hope we can put that fear to rest here. Think for a moment about the rhythmic structure of Shakespeare's plays. Fundamental to Shakespeare are the line and the beat. If the audience can't feel and recognize where the line begins and ends, you're speaking prose. I'll start by performing the prologue to Romeo and Juliet. I've composed a musical accompaniment under the prologue to make the whole thing as formal as possible in the heroic style. Not everything could sound this way, but there is a lot of heroic level text in Shakespeare that demands it. This prologue is in pure sonnet form. How daring, and what joy to act with the language so elevated and powerful.
Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our siege. From ancient grudge breaks a new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their lives, whose misadventure, piteous overthrows, doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage.
Disclaimer. Remember that these demos make no claim except to be rhythmically correct. Other issues of interpretation are too open to personal goals and personal preferences. Verse rhythms are constant. One thing I want you to work on is the issue of naturalness and believability. Believability is a powerful factor that the audience does truly long for. Naturalism is just one of the devices we have for becoming believable. I'll repeat this later, but let me say it now. You are believable when you know what you mean and mean what you say. The fact that you may be in another kind of world doesn't make or break your believability. Okay, let's go to work on this verse and see how well we heard it. When you set to work on a script, the first step is to find the pattern. How many syllables are there in the piece you're reading? Which syllables get greater emphasis? And where do they fall in the pattern of lines? An actor or reader who knows how to do this has a tremendous advantage. Here are 3 questions to guide your study. 1. Does the text fit Shakespeare's basic system throughout? 2. If not, are the variants purposeful and what is their purpose? 3. Can you discover the cause of the variants, such as typesetting accidents, or you're trying to make the prose sound like a verse? Build on what you have, but never quit searching. Let's spot all the predictable errors of verse pronunciation in the previous prologue. If you've read the book, this will be much easier. I count 3 likely stumbling places. How about you? Mine are piteous, as in misadventured piteous overthrows, continuance, as in and the continuance of their parents' rage, and the little word ours, the 2 hours traffic of our stage. What I want you to notice is that modern speakers pronounce piteous as piteous. Are you with me? We should not say
Piteous, continuance, hours.
We should say piteous, continuance, and ours, or our rhythm will be off. All 3 of these words were meant to be 1 syllable shorter than they typically are in our time. Your defense is to learn to scan the lines well. That means you learn Shakespeare's verse system and learn plenty of Shakespeare's vocabulary. By the way, the 3 error risks I cited are typical. Always watch out for words shaped like these. Now, if all this sounds strange to you, you'll want to read the book. It tells you what you need to know.